Okay, we are recording, and welcome to our new Thursday night calls that we're going to be doing. They're going to be short 15-minute calls, just on specific topics that I think would not only help new coaches, but all coaches. I was telling several of the people that I did one-on-ones with today that as I was taking my notes to write down for this call, there were lots of things I thought, I need to go back to doing this. Like, these are best practices, and I've kind of forgotten and gotten away from some of these things. So if you're an older coach, it might help you to remind you also of some of the things that maybe you should be doing that you've stopped doing, and getting back to those basics. We will record these calls for anyone that misses them. However, if you want the opportunity to ask questions after the call, then you need to make sure that you're on the call live. But we're going to try to keep them to 15 minutes or less, just really good tips to help you. Today, we are talking about challenge groups is what our tips are going to be about. And how to rock your challenge groups, how to have successful challenge groups, how to maybe add some spice to your challenge groups, just ways to make sure that those challenge groups are successful, because we all know that your challenge groups and having successful challengers that believe in the products are what leads to successful coaches. So that's really what we're going to focus on today. So I've got my tips wrote down here of things that I want to share with you. I think number one tip is that you need to at least be co-coaching your challenge group with someone else. Sarah, I'm going to mute you real quick. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're okay. It won't let me mute you. You're going to have to, wait. Yeah, I got you. Okay. You're good. You're muted. Okay. So number one is that you really need to make sure that you are co-coaching it with someone else. Co-coaching, maybe doing a group of 2 or 3. I would not advise getting over 4 people in a group, because it becomes too much and it's too saturated with too many coaches. And we're also at that point not giving our all as coaches, because we know other coaches are in there doing things for us. So I would keep the max at 4. I think, honestly, the perfect number is 2, that you co-coach with one other person. Who that is depends on what part of your journey you're in. You have to be consistent in your challenge groups as a coach. And when I say consistent, you have to be 100% in your journey with these people that are in the journey also. Because if you are not in the journey and if you're not 100% on board, then guess what? They're not going to do it either. They're looking up to you and they're watching to see what you do, and they're going to follow your lead. So you have to make sure that you are 100% in on this whenever you sign up as a coach. For me, that meant I was being held more accountable. Like, I liked the fact that people were going to be watching me, because you better believe I wasn't going to miss a workout, because people are watching me in the challenge group. So I can't miss a workout. I can't not drink my shake or eat healthy because people are watching me. So it's definitely the ultimate way to have people, or to have your own success too. Your posts need to be early. You need to have your post ready for them when they wake up. Now, whether that's 5 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m., I usually set my post for 5:30 a.m. It's a lot easier now in the Challenge Tracker app, because you can do it the night before and set the post for the next day. I actually am very quickly going to share my screen with you, and I hope that I have this up, because I may not now, and show you how you can do that, because I think that we definitely have some new coaches that have never done this, and I think this is very helpful. Give me just a minute here. So you go to Challenge Tracker app. That's how you get to it from here, in case you're not familiar with that. You type in the same information that you type in for your Beachbody login, Team Beachbody. Once you're in there, it'll list the challenge groups that you're in. I've got 2 going on. I'm in my Shaun T group, and then I've got my own challenge group too that I am doing. When you go in to your challenge group, if you're a coach, an administrator in the challenge group, our internet's going slow. There you go. Okay, so you're in. This is trying to move you guys out of the way so I can see. There you go. So you're going to click to post in the group. When you click to post in the group, there is a little drop down arrow right here. Instead of posting now, you can schedule it. When you go to schedule, it gives you the date that you're going to schedule it, the time that you're going to schedule it. You can sit down on Sunday night and schedule all your posts for 5 a.m. every morning of the week, but it needs to be an early post. That also, for me, I kind of like to do my 5 a.m. post the night before, but I'm bad because I get busy during the day of doing additional posts during the day. So I will sit down and do extra little Shakeology tips and this and that to be in my group throughout the day, like a week in advance at time. But my post for the morning, I usually do the night before, but that does not mean that you have to do it that way. If Sunday night is good for you, you post them all for 5 a.m. That next day or whatever day that you were scheduled. I also want to show you this because as new coaches, this is gold. This is your challenge group guides. If you click on this challenge group guide, it gives you guides for running your challenge groups word for word as far as what you can say. And it has each group in here. So if you're doing a specific country heat group, it gives you the guide for it. If you're doing just a challenge group that everyone's doing different programs, it gives you a guide for that. So check out those guides. Let me go back to full screen. If it'll let me. There you go. Check out those guides. Feel free to steal anything you want from me. When I was starting out, I stole from my upline coach, her posts and her tips and what she would do. I had documents where I had stolen from her groups, Word documents, and just copied and pasted hers so that I would at least have ideas of somewhere to start. Because I think as a new coach, that's one of the most intimidating things is running your own challenge group and not knowing what to post about. So copy and paste what your coach has posted so you at least have a guide to pull from. Now, that doesn't mean you need to copy and paste their material and use that all the time because you want it to be you and authentic to who you are. That's the same thing with the challenge group guides. If you're pulling from those, reword them and make it sound like you. Don't just copy and paste straight from there. You want it to be from you. But that gives you a really good guide of where to pull from on those posts. So that's kind of some tips and ideas and helps as far as what to post. Again, make sure you're posting early in the day. When I say you have to be 100% in on your workouts and your journey, you also have to be 100% in the group too. That means you have to show up in the group and you have to make sure that you are liking and commenting on every single post. And I know that Courtney talked about this on the call that we did in Fit Fighter Nation, but for anyone that didn't hear that, it takes a lot for some of your challengers to post in your group. It takes a lot for them to post that sweaty selfie. For a lot of us, it's just easy and we're used to it or we just don't care. It takes a lot for some of your challengers to come up with those posts or even just to post a picture of their Shakeology and show people that they're there. So make sure that you comment or you like it, because if it took all they had to post that and then no one even acknowledges that they posted it, I mean, that's very disheartening for them. So make sure that you are liking or commenting on every post in your groups. Okay, let me keep moving forward. As far as also different things to post about in the group, you need to make sure that you're highlighting Shakeology in your group and that you are sharing why it is so important for them to be on Shakeology during this journey. For me, I like to highlight different ingredients that are in Shakeology and how those are helpful. You can also share Shakeology recipes other than Shakeology, like the Shakeology balls or the Shakeology mud pies or whatever it might be. But definitely make sure Shakeology is in your group and that you're talking about it. I also have documents that I post every single time I start a challenge group. And those documents are how many posts a day? Luania, that's a really good question. It's different for me every day how many I post, but I try to at least post 3 times a day in my challenge groups. And it's a lot easier for me now because you can schedule those posts ahead of time. So I can schedule all 3 posts for the whole day and I don't have to be sitting in front of a computer or a phone for it to post. So if you go in the way that I showed you at the beginning of the call on how to schedule it, then I think you can definitely schedule 3 posts a call. I do, in the check-in system you were talking about, I do a different check-in system for each group. In this group, I've actually kind of fallen off the wagon, to tell the truth, with the check-ins at the end of the day. It just didn't seem to be for this group. But every month, I kind of change up how we check in and do it a little different. The WIN system is a very good system. Or you can even look for different ways. I think you can go on Pinterest and find different ways to do check-ins in challenge groups. But yeah, some kind of a rating at the end of the day, I think, is definitely a good thing to bring everyone back in and to kind of evaluate how everyone's done for the day. Okay, so that's just kind of the basics of what you have to do in your challenge groups to make them successful. As far as different ways to spice up your challenge groups, I think if your challenge group seems to kind of be dull and no one's participating, and it happens to all of us, I think that many challenges within the groups and offering prizes are the way to get people to jump back on board. So think about those mini challenges, and I'm going to screen share again. And if you have a camera available and you want to take a picture of this so that you can kind of have an idea, or you know what, I will just share it with you guys, so don't worry about that. Let me screen share real quick. This is a mini challenge that I've already set up and got ready for next month's challenge group, if it'll pull up. And this is a point system. When I do the point system challenges, they're usually a week long. So here's what my point system looks like. And they're going to get different points for the different things they've done. So they're going to get 2 points, and this will last maybe a week, maybe 5 days, however long you feel like this little mini challenge in your challenge group needs to happen. 2 points if they log their daily workout, and if they comment on other challengers' posts. So they get to give themselves 2 points for that. If they post a motivational post within the group, or if they post a meal pic of something they're eating, they get 3 points. If they do a sweaty picture after their workout, or a recipe with the picture where they have made it to share with the group, they get 5 points. Now, this is where it's really going to help your business grow. They get 10 points if they post something on their Facebook wall and tag me, or if they post something on their Facebook wall about what they have done that day. So that could be a picture of their Shakeology. That could be a picture of them before they're getting ready to work out, after they're getting ready to work out. And then also they get 10 points if they refer a friend to our next challenge group. So those are kind of big points. People work for prizes and they work for points. So I would definitely incorporate something like this. And I can share this if you want to use this exact one with you guys for next month. But something like this, some kind of daily or weekly challenge that you can do. And I've even done little mini challenges, just like 1 day challenge. If whoever puts a sweaty selfie in the group today, you're going to get your name put in a hat and get a prize. So just something to get people back into the group and get the excitement back and going again. Let me go back to where I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Let me see how I'm doing on time, because I said I have no idea. I can't even see it. So I'm going to keep on going then. Some ways to also kind of spice up your group. I think doing themes in your group, and this is when I was saying, like when I was taking these notes, I forgot that I used to do some of these things, and I'm going to start bringing them back because they're fun and it makes it fun for everyone. I think doing weekly themes within your group is so much fun, and you would be shocked at how people participate in these. So like you could do like an 80s theme, like for a week, like dress up and look like your 80s style for a week in your workout clothes and post your sweaty selfies with those. Just different themes and different ways for people to dress up, or things for them to do their Shakeology, or even a theme of a way to eat for the week. Makes it just a little more fun. I remember when PiYo came out, we all did our favorite PiYo pose in weird places outside of our house. So I had pictures of people doing PiYo poses at the movies. I had people doing PiYo poses at the park, and they were posting those in the group. And then if they shared in social media, that makes your group look like so much fun, and everyone wants to be in your group. So not only is it making your group fun, but it's also sharing that outside on social media. I've also done weird places to drink or make your Shakeology. I'm not sure if any of you have been in this position, but I've had to make my Shakeology out on my back porch and plug my blender in before to not wake my girls up. So I've had coaches that have had to, or even customers have to do it in the bathroom or in their garage or somewhere that it doesn't wake up their kids. So just fun things like that. Like, what's a weird place where you can make your Shakeology or drink your Shakeology? And then one additional thing is doing a coach of the day. Like, make someone a coach of the day in your group, and have them take the role of being the coach for the day, just to make it fun for them to take over that. And then also, the last thing I kind of want to talk about, because it happens in my group, and I know it's going to happen in your groups too, you're going to have silent observers in your group. You're going to have people who are silently watching but not participating. That doesn't mean that they're not doing their workout. That doesn't mean they're not drinking their Shakeology. They're just not quite comfortable yet with sharing it on your page. And that is why it is so important for you to reach out to your challengers outside of the challenge group. You can't just have all of your communication be within the group, especially those that aren't participating. Reach out and see what they need. For example, I see Carolyn on the call. Carolyn's a new coach right now, who did not, like me, like Shakeology whenever she first started Shakeology. There she is. If I had not reached out to Carolyn, she probably wouldn't have said anything to me about not liking Shakeology. I don't know, maybe she would have, but some people wouldn't. So the fact that I reached out to her and she said it's disgusting and gross and I can't drink this, it gave me the opportunity to work with her and for her to find a way that she did like and that she is able to drink. So you've got to think about those things, because there's going to be people that aren't going to reach out to you, and maybe they're not posting because they don't like their Shakeology, but they're embarrassed to post that in the group because everyone else loves theirs. And they're just going to quit. So you've got to think about those things and talk to people outside of the group and have those private conversations with them. That is all that I have on. And for me, as far as how often I do that, I always send everyone some kind of a motivational something at the beginning of our challenge group. And then it just depends on the person on how much I contact them outside of the group. There are some people that I know that I have to contact them once or twice a week outside of the group to keep them motivated and going. There are some people like Carolyn, who's on the call, that I don't think I've even messaged her, like, as far as the challenge group goes, like, since we started, because she's just killing the group. So it just depends on a base by base case, how you do that. So that's all that I have for you guys tonight. I am going to, yes, Carolyn, it is recorded, so I'm going to post it in the Dream Team either tonight or tomorrow, the call. I'm going to stop the recording right now and open it up for any questions or if anyone has anything they want to add to it. So we are going to stop the recording.